Good morning to Governor Ducey, elected officials, honored guests, and my fellow Arizonans. It is truly my privilege to be here, and I am deeply honored to be your next Superintendent of Public Instruction. I have worked my entire career in Arizona's public schools, and as an educator and as a speech therapist, I have seen firsthand what our students are capable of when they have the resources that they need to be successful. It has been a long campaign journey all the way from the classroom to standing right here in front of you. And I have to tell you what kept me going every morning, what kept me going driving across the state from every corner. What we're thinking of my students and meeting new students and meeting educators in the schools. And I want to share with you a story of one of my former students. And I've told this story many times, but it's worth sharing again. And it's of one of my most inspirational and favorite students, who I refer to as Mason. And Mason has brain damage from seizures and is unable to say any words. When I first started working with Mason, his mother shared with me that he was only using a few picture cards to communicate. For example, when Mason was hungry, he had a little picture card that said eat. And when he was thirsty, he had another card that said drink. But Mason, just a little guy in the first grade, only had 5 picture cards. Can you imagine being a child with only 5 words to express yourself? Fortunately, through the resources available to me in the public schools, I was able to teach Mason to use an iPad to communicate. With technology these days, you can program iPads so that it has personalized vocabulary so that they can communicate with their friends and family. By the end of the school year, Mason had learned to say all of his friends' names. He could talk about his favorite video games, but most importantly, his mother shared with me that he could say, "I love you." We know that the skills that our students learn extend far beyond the classroom, into our homes, into the workplaces, and even around the world. And it is not just our students with disabilities who rely on these types of services and programs and rely on our public schools to be successful, to have academic and professional success. It is all of our students, which is why we must invest in our public schools. Our public schools go beyond just teaching our students to read or to take a test. They help our children to learn even other important skills, including music, science, art, technology, so that our students are not just productive, but well-rounded members of our community. Throughout my campaign for the past almost 2 years, I shared my vision for Arizona schools, and I continue to hold that vision dear to my heart today. And so I often said, imagine if we elevated the voices of our teachers and let educators lead. Imagine if we celebrated the diversity within our state and within our schools and treated multilingualism as an asset. Imagine if we worked collaboratively and used research to guide us towards the best solutions. And imagine if all of our students, no matter their background and no matter their zip code, had the supports and services that they needed in their local school to be successful. Well, guess what? I'm done saying imagine if. I am here to say, let's get to work, and I am thrilled and thankful to be stepping into this role so that I can best serve my students like Mason, and every student, all of our students across the entire great state of Arizona. Moving forward, I have many goals and priorities. I won't take all of your time today to list them all, but I have many goals moving forward into the Department of Education. First and foremost, I am surrounding myself with brilliant leaders and educators who understand the importance of having a world-class education system right here in Arizona. Our number one priority is to restore the Department of Education to be an agency of service, because it is the main priority and the main responsibility of the agency to be providing guidance and resources to educators and families. Next, we will be doing an audit of the agency because we want to know what is working well, what is effective, what needs improvement, and I want to be held accountable for every dollar that we are spending. I look forward to collaborating with the legislature and the governor to ensure that we are investing in our public schools and passing policies to make sure that we have competitive pay for all of our educators, including our support staff and including our classified staff. And we must address the teacher shortage by exploring new and different ideas such as paid maternity and paternity leave for our educators. Let me finish by saying none of this will be easy, and change takes time. And fellow Arizonans, I ask for your patience as we do our due diligence to make sure that we are finding the best solutions for our schools. There will be no rash decisions as we explore all the best options before moving forward. There is a lot to do, but together we will make it right. I am proud to say I am an educator, I am a teacher, and as your next superintendent of public instruction, I am committed to our public schools to be the advocate and lead voice for our public schools, for our students, for our teachers. I look forward to collaborating with the legislature and with the governor, and I will always be here to support my fellow educators and again, all of our children as I step into this role, because Arizona's future starts in our schools. Thank you.